much, but a bit. Same with the back one, a bit back, a bit this way, just to help with the deformation. It's a little less bent, I think. Up. And then what you do is you go to so I would say since you're here, that foot stays. So what you're going to need is to get to some place. This one is going to be very important, I feel. So the one at 48. If you are able to manage this, I think that's the way I did it when I did it the first time, was at 48. If you're able to manage this, you should do it. But it might be tricky because you have no way of knowing where is that foot landing compared to where it was here and the turn here. But it's still like a 360 turn. So let me try to show you what that means. So in here, that body stuff would just go like that, so it goes first. Okay, then actually it's a little less, yeah, something like this. Then the RX would do this. And you see what's cool is since my rotate order is good, I still have access to all of these in a very simple way. Again, the access of the rotate order, we talked about it. Actually, I put ZXY in there. What the heck? It should be XZY here. So I'm going to just change it just the way it should be. Yeah, you can see they say that's the best, and yes, that is the best for sure. Well, it just changed it for me like that very simply. So tag. So here I like to translate it. Z keeps on going, and then trying to match exactly the same movement. So this can be tricky, but down the line you can also get there if you do one more in between. That's okay too. Here you can see how the chest is actually opening up a lot, and then the thing that I added to this and this is very simple to go back to 0 by just selecting these three and doing on everything this graph like that. I get it back straight. Okay, it's not a lot, and I would say that actually this one here feels like it's very open like this. So I would do this and then the body a little less, and I think right now I'm getting around similar than in the reference. Same with the head, so I'm going to add the head to it. That turned same way, like whoop, to somewhere there. That moved up and keeps on going like here, and then the rotate Z like that, and then the neck in here that is aligned with the body and the head. Okay, then the legs. So let's go first with the legs. Tack, tack. This is where it can get tricky because you see none of them are anymore in the right position because they went from this to that. So what you can do if you want is in here you can put, I think that's what I did actually, if I remember well. You can put a key in here. Your character for now is already turning. What's going on with my character? Rotate Y. Why didn't it turn? It didn't turn. I know what it is. Is when I did the ZXY, he didn't kept what I did. Anyway, well, perfect. This was nothing. It's just that. All right, it's a little high right now in the TY, I see. Okay, so for the feet, yeah, what I was saying is I did one key in the middle here when I get to there, okay? So the this foot here that is on the ground, it stays there, right? This one right there, and the other one here goes into the forward thing like that. Okay, so like that you can see a little bit of what it does in here. And then as you keep going into this is where it lands, right? Because somewhere, actually it's here that I wanted to go with my feet, is where it lands, not in the middle, up. So right there where it lands, if you think of this, you're going to put it into that up, and then you can check with before, where does it land compared to this one. Okay, so to me that's always the best, is still to have an understanding of where it is in the ref and what happens in the ref in between these, so that you place them in the correct kind of spot. This, obviously the body wouldn't be so high. The rotate Y here as well, but it's just so that here we are in the right spot. Here we go in, up. Okay, and here I'm going to keep that leg exactly where it was. And from here it rotates more with the pivot, you know, that I set up earlier. There we go. And this one here rotates all the way to here. And we have no rotate X, no rotate Z, but some some toe heel roll. Something like this. So now we're going to go to the front cam. Yeah, I think this pose is important, so I'm actually going to do it after. I think here the body goes too far that way, so I would keep the body more in here. Actually, here what happens, as you can see in the body, is the forward. You can see the chest that is kind of turning slightly like this more. See the head. What is going on with the head? Yeah, the head doesn't turn quite yet. Oops, I'm not in the right spot. So here I can leave the head more where it was. But I think it's because my RY of the head goes in the wrong way, is all. Up. Oh, no. Yeah, that's good. Oop. The neck is like here. And you can see how I'm just looking at the ref, copying the ref exactly in these moments. You can see here like that, getting the angles. Then I'm going to check on this angle over there. So that left leg there to me should stay exactly where it was, but just getting some rotation like this. Yeah, that's about it. I think that happens in here. As for the other one, I don't know why it goes down in the floor like this. or here. This should stay at 0. Even there, I don't know why it goes down. I don't know how this happened, but yeah, this should stay at 0. Tack. Oh, and in this one here, now, same thing. I don't like to have rotations in there. This happened because of the fact that I used the pivot. I like to use more the toe here roll in here, and some of the in and out roll, for example, in here if needed. And then the IK twist for the other leg too. And you see, having a clear reference on both sides, to me, is key for success in having a reference that is easier to understand and what to do, you know, with it in there. It's a little higher, it's still a little more back. Yeah, I think this leg is a little too far in. So, tack. And you can see how I'm matching each angles in there. Here, here. Up there to the IK twist. Okay. Let's see what the arms are doing in here now. So from there, they kind of start to rotate that way. So I'm going to go with a simple rotation like this first, just like that. You can see how it goes in the same way. Here I'm going to bend that. Here it's actually kind of bent down and rotated like this. I think when I'm going from there to there, it will be okay. As long as it goes in the same direction, it's okay. Obviously it goes up and stuff, and we'll do that, but and then same for here. What you want is for that to rotate, you know, fully this way. So I think it's all the way till here, until something like that. Let's see how that goes. Perfect. Once you have the arm that is almost good, then you can, you know, refine the posing aspect of it. Same thing from all angles. What I like is checking where is the elbow, how is the arm, then, or the hand kind of bent. Same for this one, where is the elbow? So it's a little higher, and this is a little more down. And then and so here now, that other leg. And to me, this is why I'm spending so much time on this, just so that you see that each individual thing needs to rotate in the correct way first. So rotate Y, and then you move it to there, etc., etc. But like this, you know that the in between this to this is gonna be good, you know, and that your in betweens in here are good. So I'm careful, even though what is key for success is my posing here and the fact that this is that's the way to make it feel kind of sure that the rotations, etc., are going to be okay. But the posing is what makes this shot, is not so much the movement. So in here, obviously, both arms, I had them before, so I want to keep them where they were. And then from where they were here, you want to keep on going with this kind of rotate this way and this rotation this way. This would be very straight. Then this one would be low in the clavicle, would be a little bit back. And this one would be higher. And then the hand here, I can see it rotates up there. So you get kind of nice line on this. And that's why, to me, again, like having those two kind of reference angle really helps me. A little bit of that. Here I feel like even a bit of toe heel roll this way. And I prefer to use the toe heel roll in this because it's going to be easier to control when we're going to go into the more in-betweens and the more of the spline process. So here, as you can see, my body is more under the leg as it is right now. So I think it's a little less rotated, this leg. So I'm going to go back to this and rotating it a little bit less in here. Well, I just want to make sure that this didn't move. That's perfect. I know. Didn't move any. Yeah, it's good. And then here the twist would get more in. And I still think like this is not correct. So the body in there would be a little bit more this way, a little bit more like that. And in here, yeah, that's okay. Maybe a tiny bit higher. Maybe tiny bit like this. That one here. Maybe the chest a little less. Here the IK a bit more in. This one too. Something like this. And then you keep on going. I think that's it for this first part on posing. We're going to keep going with adding more in-betweens in there. This is really like the posing aspect of things. So when you pose, you make sure, but then now we're going to go to really like the blocking in between and then fully on tutus.